Hello, thank you for being in a new video. This time I have with you the unboxing of the new Huawei MateBook 14, in this case with Core Ultra processor. Let's get started. At the time of recording this video, the Core Ultra model is priced at 19,999 Mexican pesos. On screen you see the price in dollars just to give you an idea, but remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. Also available is the Core Ultra 7 edition, which is exactly the one I have here and the one we will be testing. Obviously it's going to be a little bit more expensive, coming in at a price of 23,999. Again, you see the reference price on screen, but you should know that it also comes with a MatePad 11. That is a tablet, so you can supplement. Remember that with the Huawei tablet, you can use a second monitor tool, so I think it can be very useful if you complement it with this laptop. Join me now to find out what's in the box. Usually with Huawei it's not too much, but let's uncover it. So, as its name suggests, we are in front of a compact computer. Why? Because its screen is 14.2 inches, and here it is with us. In this case, it's the green edition, which I honestly think is one of the nicest computers out there. Notice how it has an extremely nice finish. Also, despite not being the thinnest and lightest computer in the entire Huawei catalog, I think it does achieve something very advanced, and in this case without sacrificing the HDMI or USB ports A that can be useful for a good number of people still in the box. As I anticipated you, it seems that there is not much more content, only its charger, which is 65 watts. And it should be noted that in this case, one end of the cable comes completely attached, so it is not possible to remove it, plus it is a considerably large charger. Keep in mind that Huawei has other 65 watt chargers that will be much more compact, but this one seems to be of larger dimensions, so in this sense they could have cut a little bit of budget, and that is why they give us this charger that maybe is not so modern. In this case I have a European adapter, but that is because it is a review unit. Obviously, when you buy it with official distribution, the charging adapter should arrive according to your region, but what should be noted is that in this case, the plug comes completely glued to the area where the transformer and everything else is, so it could become a little cumbersome in the electrical contact. That's all that comes in the box. The truth is that it is not too much content. We would love to integrate some kind of case or something additional, but remember that at least when you buy it, you will get the MatePad 11 as a gift. So what do you think if we turn on this computer and take a look at some touches? For example, does not have comfortable opening with one hand, although you could get to finish opening it with one hand, but most of the time you will need two hands if you want to open it faster, although honestly it is not so bad opening with one hand. So let's turn it on, and while it turns on, let me show you some details. For example, it comes with fingerprint reader on the power button. The keyboard also comes backlit, although in the review I will tell you more details because sometimes there are variations depending on the models of the processors. Remember that in this case we will be testing the edition with the Intel Core Ultra 7 processor that has integrated IRC graphics. As you can see, it turns on very fast and also has a touch screen. So we are in front of a very good screen for the fact of offering this type of features that obviously give you very good versatility when you are working. But what do you think if you let me tell you its specifications in a very formal way? Its weight is 1.31 kilograms. It has a thickness of 14.5 millimeters. In the thickest area on this right side, we will find a USB port to 3.2 Gen 1, so it offers us a good speed. And on the other side, we also have a USB port to of these same characteristics, in addition to the USB port out to C port that will also serve to charge the computer, but you could also connect a screen through that port or some other accessory. And also in this part we will find the HDMI port and finally the headphone jack. Obviously it will have fans, so the grille has a very curious and attractive design, and in this case we find speakers at the bottom. The screen is 14.2 inches in its diagonal, offers us technology OLED for intense colors, high contrast, and has a proportion 3:2. And that is a screen with proportions a little more square, is not as wide as other screens that are more focused on multimedia consumption. I think this proportion comes very well to work. The resolution is quite high, 2880 by 1920 pixels, and has 16 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte of storage. The battery is 70 watts hour, so it should have a good autonomy. But you know that for the video review, we will do much more extensive tests. Note that also comes with 2 front microphones and a camera that can give you full HD signal for video calls. And now, what do you think if we run a quick benchmark right now with the computer unplugged to see if there is much variation? Remember that in this case, Windows has several performance profiles and Huawei also has another maximum performance profile. So let's do the test first on the balance profile, and in this case with the computer unplugged. So let's wait for this test to finish and I'll get back to you when we have the results. And ready here is the score overall. It gives us 2,639 points. With CPU, it gives us 1,735 points. And with GPU, 203 points. I think those are considerably good numbers, very close to what the MateBook X Pro 2024 offered us. But let's plug this computer to the power. And remember that by pressing FMP, we can enable Huawei's maximum performance mode, as you will notice. And anyway, to prevent any kind of limitation, we are going to turn up the Windows profile also to maximum performance with this configuration. We are going to start a new test and I will get back to you when it's over. And ready here we have the score already with the computer plugged in. Observe that if you raise the performance, also selecting the maximum performance profile, then it reached 3,138 points in general. The CPU was what raised the score up to 2,225. Although the GPU remained very similar, then we conclude that it is a computer that will not be such a good choice for very heavy graphic works like video editing in very high resolution or complex rendering processing. But if you do not do those activities, the CPU can give you a lot of power to have a super fluid work in the review. We will obviously test video, export applications, and many other things more. Just this has been a small initial look for the moment. This has been all for this video. If you liked, you can indicate it, and we'll see you next time.